Hello, everybody. This is day 2 of learning TypeScript. And today we're going to execute program.com, continuing with my previous progress. And then we'll do one or two exercises from typehero.dev. And yeah, that's the plan for today. Let's get started. Share my screen. Yes, that's good. Okay, generic identity function, 10 code examples, start review. It's time to review. These examples are taken from lessons that you finished, revisiting them, make sure that you haven't forgotten anything. Type in what each expression will evaluate to. For example, for the prompt 1 plus 1, you would type 2. In this course, you can type type error or syntax error to indicate those type of errors. You can also abbreviate them to as TE and SE. Correct. A few example throw exceptions at runtime. You can answer those with just error. Okay, so this is TE, type error. This is 2. This is number 2, numbers. I don't know. It's this. Yes. Yes, it's 2. And this one is okay. So number 1. This is error. Syntax error. No, type error. Well, 1 and 1. There should be 2 values. Okay, let's move on. Function first. This gives the first of arrays, so this one will return true. And here's the code problem. Let's continue. Give this function's argument a type that means an array of strings. So if I just, this should work. Yeah. Function return class if var syntax error. So this is actually a function and it returns class if var. This does not make sense. It should not. Okay, so syntax on line 1 identified expected return is a reserved word that cannot be used here. So 1 plus 1 and is if the string is that should be a type error. Oh, sorry, type error. Add 1. So whatever number is passed, it should add 1 to that. So this is passing 2, so it's 3. And the progress is this, less functions. So do we need to do one more time? Is this how it works? Generic identity functions. Write a generic identity function. An identity function is one that returns its argument without changing it. Okay. So return T. A generic identity function is an identity function. An identity function is one that returns its argument without changing it. It's not working. I expected this, and this. So returning T So error type t only refers to a type, but is being used as a value here. Arguments without changing it. Why am I so dumb? What is that now? Syntax error on line 1. Where should I? Oh, yes. So this. What? But got syntax error on line 1. Expected this. What is that? Expected comma. Identity. What does it even mean? Why am I missing? Why is showing comma? Do I need to add here? I don't think so. There was something related to this that it should not be t value. What is this? Expected 1. But I'm getting, okay, let's go here. What it's saying? Value. What is this expecting? Parameter, comma, expected. Value of type t. What is it doing? Well, if this is it, what did I do previously? Okay. I thought I did something similar. I don't know. Well, inference, generic function inference. Okay. TypeScript basics, generic function inference. Generic would be tedious if we always had to write them out. Fortunately, they can be inferred when calling generic functions. That's good. So this number and this length, and if we just, what will be the results? Length 0, length 2. So length 2 and 1. And well, now because this is an array which actually has length, so that's why I did 2 1. We call the functions twice because without specifying the type parameters we could have written length number, length string, but it's much nicer to read the code without them. Nicer? um, I don't know. How does the compiler do this while preserving type safety? We call this, the compiler sees that length t takes an array t. The compiler also sees that 1 2 is an array number. Okay, we passed an array number for array t, so t must be a number. Then the whole process repeats for the length a call, and in that case t is string. We call, okay, the two calls to length are checked separately. It's fine that t is a number for the first call and string for the second. That's the purpose of generics, to allow us to reuse the code of different ways. Okay, this is new because I thought that the no, I think that's fine because every time we're using a function, we kind of, because it's getting used for the very first time, it's not something like you have declared like a variable, just like we do in C sharp, or pretty much in any other programming language. The main thing that, yeah, because I remember I implemented something like this with the template function. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, this is just like any other language like C sharp. Type safety is maintained throughout all of this. Remember, inference doesn't eliminate type safety, of course. String length 1. Length 1. Okay. So this is a string which is type error. Yeah, it was 1. Just right. Too easy, too hard. Not too easy, not too hard. Finished. How many reviews I'm gonna do today? It's a third review. Okay, this is the same thing again. Let's go with this one. Okay, number, can't assign to number. I think I remember something like doing this 1 1. Yes. Finish review. That's it. Generic first function. Write a function first t that returns the first element of an array. It should be generic, working with any element type. Okay. First number, it's okay. So it's returning t. And what did we do here? Value t, return value. What's that? So the first, okay, so it should be the first. So it should be also getting the t. Yeah, number type error. Okay. So this is number type error. This is type error. And if something's coming up like this, are we going to do it 0? This should not work, right? I think it should have this, and it should work like, oh yeah, that worked. Da-da-da. Let's go. Generic length. Should we do another quiz, or I think let's do quiz because we are already on a roll, kind of. Write a function length t that returns the length of an array. It should be generic, working with an element type. So this is value t return length value. No, sorry. Value dot length. Is it like that? How are we? Okay, yeah, that's okay. Value dot length. So in order to get the length of an array in TypeScript, you just sets dot length with smaller small l letter. Type keyword. TypeScript basic type keyword. Okay, so we can declare our own names for types using the type keyword. It looks similar to declaring a variable with let. By convention, user-defined types names are upper camel cased. Okay, so because this is okay, so it's created a type, which is actually a string type. And so we're declaring this, and this should be like, hello, my. And if we are, it's a string and 5, this should be type error because that's a string. We can assign a string to another string, and vice versa. Think of my string type as a new name of string rather than a whole new type. And then the same thing, s2, and s2 is again hello. And each TypeScript program is a valid TypeScript program, but with extra annotations of the types. After checking types, okay, I have to do it again. Each TypeScript program is a valid JavaScript program, of course, but with extra annotation, the types. So if you want to compile, not compile, if you want to build the project from TypeScript and it has some errors, it will not stop building. It actually builds the whole project until there is any syntax error. So if there is just this type error, it's gonna go ahead and build the whole project, because TypeScript eventually gets converted to JavaScript at the end. So that's why, like this, if you're like, you can only expect type error from TypeScript within the compile time. That's what I know. Yeah, let me know if I've done any mistake explaining this. So yeah, after checking types, the TypeScript compiler generates type JavaScript by removing all TypeScript specific syntax from program. Then the result is run as JavaScript. Okay, this is the same thing I just explained. The declaration type number only contains TypeScript syntax. There is no JavaScript there. After the TypeScript compiler runs, we're left with an empty JavaScript program. Our system then runs that empty JavaScript that gives us undefined type number. What is the result? What are you expecting? Undefined. Okay, because this is just declaring a type, not doing anything. Makes sense. The particulars of our system aren't important to you, of course, but the fact that the TypeScript compiler throws the types away is important. Most notably, this means that there is no way to inspect types at runtime. Types are only used during type checking, then they are thrown away. Yeah, because everything is converted to JavaScript. So types is just for the compile time checks. The technical term for this is type erasure. I don't know, erasure. What is that? The removal of writing and recorded material or data. Not time for the type erasure. The types are used for type checking, then erased from the compiled output. Got it. Yeah, it was fun and just right. Not too easy, not too hard. Let's keep going, baby. Okay. I don't know if you guys listen to music while you do these kind of exercises. Well, I do a little bit, but if some things needs more attention or more concentration, I stop it and then just concentrate on the solution. But yeah, just looking through some songs that I usually play. I love some songs from Kavish. It's a band from Pakistan. I'd really highly recommend uh, some songs from Kavish. The like ओ यारा तेरे प्यार में बातन कही फासले, very important song for me. Why do I keep just yeah, you see, I want to say something and I just stop in the middle of it. I don't know. Well, I think it's better to just stop dancing. You know what I mean. Okay. TypeScript basics. Object types in JavaScript. My object some property will return undefined if some property doesn't exist. In JavaScript, my object dot some property will return undefined if some property doesn't exist. This is caused an uncountable number of errors in production application. The most common symptom is the undefined is not a function error when we do object or some property. So TypeScript subject types let us catch this type of errors at compile time. No more finding these bugs because they fail in production. An object type specifies each property's name and type. So this is an object that we created. This is like a type we created, and then this is the object. It's this spelling, this, and then I do this. Then we teach. What? Oh, sorry, true. Object types requires that all properties are present. You can write type error if an example will result in a type error. Okay, so this is a user. This is exactly the same thing, just in one line. And send the user email. This is the email. So the email should do. So we missed. This is, I don't know. It's just this code example reuses elements of the variable etc defined in earlier example. So it should call the type error because we have not implemented the admin part of it. I don't know. The admin is missing the type, so it's compulsory. Like it's kind of a constructor in which we have to supply every property. This is weird. I think we can implement different like constructors, like overloaded constructors. But let's see. We're gonna know in the future. They also require properties to match the property types in the type definition. Admin. The admin is true. Okay. No, this is okay. So we have to true. So it's type error because we are assigning a string to a bool type. The object type syntax looks similar to the literal object syntax. However, we can't use expression like 1+1 or true or false in type. That would be a syntax error because expressions are never allowed in types. That's okay. Note that syntax error is different from a type error. Got it? So this is because we are doing a class, and this is not. So if it's such as if it was a C# code, we cannot do this to things like this is actually a boolean. We can only share if the type of that variable. You see here we are specifying the type of admin. Same here. So this is not specifying the type error. So this is a syntax error, not actually type error. The object's property can have any type. They can be simple types like strings or complex type like other objects, of course. So here user, so there is a reservation type. This is the user has an object which has email string, then the room number, and this is room number is right, this is right. So if reservation.user.email, So we gotta copy this, and that's done. It was fun, just right for me. Okay, generic object types. TypeScript basics, generic object types. We've seen that the array type is generic. There's a hole in it. Of course, like because they call this less than, greater than, whatever comes, like this is a hole. So you can like put number, string, whatever you want in it. So that's how it is. Let's go. We can create our own generic object types with type holes like this. For example, a pair of pants has 2 front pockets. Let's allow each to hold an item of any type. Left and right. Okay, so left is phone, right is keys. What is left? Left is phone. In any given pair of pants, the type parameter t must always refer to the same type. This means that the left and right pockets must hold values of the same type because it's t. There is one. Okay, there is only one type. Trying to put different types in a pocket will cause a type error, of course. So this should be 4. And this should be type error because we add this and this. And yeah, because these are string and it should have the same, and this has number. So the type variable t can refer to different types in different pair of pants. It's fine as long as each pair of pants has a single consistent type of t. So yeah, this is fine because it has string and both are string. This is fine. So this should have the left, pant one left is phone, pant one right is 5. And generic object types can have more than one type parameters. We can use this to model pants where the pockets contain different types. So yeah, this makes sense. The left is phone, and if this is boolean, this is phone. The left is true. This is string. This is the type error because one is boolean and one is this. And this was fun, just right for me. This is the thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about. That after some time, I think, what did they say? After 20 minutes of, let me check how much time have we already. So 20 minutes around. So after 20 minutes of exercise in executeprogram.com, they ask you to just stop there, take some time to let that knowledge sink in. That exercise that you've just done should remain fresh. And according to them, execute program is a spaced repetition system. Finish some lessons, wait until tomorrow, do a short review, then repeat. With spaced repetition, you will learn more in less time. So this is important, and I really liked how they are taking things to educate other people. So yeah, let's move on to type hero. So we've already, okay, tuple to object. So we did first of array, we did read only. Now the tuple to object. This is like, I don't know if we should be doing this, because what I'm gonna do is to redo all of it, the type hero thing. I would rather spend extra time on execute program than type hero, because type hero is not exactly like has the same difficulty level as they say it is. So as I shared, I think in the last video, that you see it has this beginner challenges, easy challenges, medium challenges, hard challenges, and extreme challenges. But if you go to beginner challenges, and even like the hello word is like hello word of every programming language is always easy, but the second one, it should be easy as well, because this is the beginner one, and this is not easy. You see, they jumped right into like generic function arguments, which should not be like this. So I'd say go over the executeprogram.com exercises from the start till the end, and when you're done with everything, then I think you can go with generic. Otherwise, you're gonna be puzzled like me, because at on one hand, you are solving, like you are actually gradually going from easy to hard, and with this, that's how it should be. And from the other hand, it's like a roller coaster ride. One question is really easy, the other one is really hard, and it's like does not give you a good a good progression through the exercises. So but overall, I think it has some good exercise questions. So I will be looking into it later, uh, when I'm done with executeprogram.com related exercises. But yeah, I think that would be all for today, and we're gonna continue from here tomorrow. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated, and see you next time. Bye.